What a difference a week makes. Last week, lefty commentators were saying the world is on fire, climate change is out of control, and we all need to stop using fossil fuels. This week, the same people are lambasting Rishi Sunak and Prince William for not taking a private jet to Australia. Left-wing activist Jolyon Rubinstein, who's been a massive fan of women's football ever since he found out he could use it to score political points, said England are in an actual World Cup final this weekend. It's an absolute joke that the Prime Minister, whose private jet flights are legendary, and the male-led royals haven't seen fit to attend. Sod them all. Well, who can blame them? Last week, Rishi and Prince William would be hauled over the coals for burning fossil fuels if they took that flight. Except they can't be hauled over coals anymore. Coal is banned now. They'd have to be hauled over a lukewarm carbon-neutral heat exchanger. Former BBC journalist John Sopel said, "Really, I think it's inconceivable that Rishi Sunak and Prince William wouldn't be at the World Cup final if it was the men's team playing." Well, yeah, they probably would be at the Men's World Cup final, but that's because the Men's World Cup final would be a much better game. The newspaper insisted that flying a private jet to the World Cup would only increase emissions by 0.1%. Only 0.1%? Well, why don't we all have private jets then, if they're suddenly so environmentally friendly? Of course, if you want to talk percentages, carbon dioxide makes up just 0.04% of the atmosphere. Of that, Britain emits just 1%. So we're destroying farms and businesses and sending people into poverty to marginally reduce 1% of 0.04% of a gas in the atmosphere? Something just doesn't add up here. I was surprised to see left-wingers get behind the Women's World Cup. As far as I'm aware, none of the team has a penis. But it felt like the mask slipped on net zero. Like me, you might already be suspicious of all the doomsaying around climate change. Apparently the planet is on fire, the seas are boiling, and the end of the world is nigh. Although these doomsday cultists have been saying the world is about to end for as long as I can remember. And the last time I looked out of the window, the world was still there. And it was raining. I've always suspected that the climate change movement has been about controlling us and shepherding resources away from working people and towards elites. So we're not allowed to take long-haul flights or own cars or eat meat or have any luxury in our lives whatsoever. We exist as drones to create wealth for an elite class who party while we eat the bugs. We won't be allowed to fly Ryanair to Tenerife once a year, but for the right cause and the right people, private jets are no object. Let's say it as it is. Fossil fuels have led to an incredible increase in living standards, life expectancy and wealth across the globe for the majority of people. I'm not a climate change denier. I think it's happening, but I don't think that the solution is communism. We don't need the state to control every tiny aspect of our lives and reduce our standard of living. In fact, history has shown that communism isn't the solution to anything except how to bring misery and starvation to millions. And that's why I'm glad the left-wing mask slipped today and revealed that for them, climate change is just politics.